Hey, it's Big Game James McCarty, Sports Director at Flag Family Media, here with Concordia Cobber Football head coach Terry Horan. Coach, the biggest question everybody wants to know is year 25 for you. What makes this a little bit different than maybe year one for you?
Well, I just think, every day is a blessing, right? So none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. So the fact that I'm out on this football field, it's kind of my own little sanctuary. Obviously, it's a place that I love dearly. I graduated from Concordia College in '89. I played 4 years in the program, played for the legendary Jim Christopherson. So I bleed maroon and gold. I've been here forever. And that's the stability we talk about in the recruiting process and why we're different from everybody else. But it's a wonderful place. I still, 25 years, I can't believe how fast it's gone, but I still have a ton of energy, and I love what I do.
If I remember correct, I'm a little bit off of my Cobber history overall, but has it been 3 head coaches the last 80-ish, 85 years or so? Can you give us just a kind of a rundown of the history, basically the last 100 years just about?
Yeah, I mean, not many places can say this, and we really hit this hard in our recruiting, but Jake Christensen was here for 28 seasons, and Jim Christopherson was his assistant coach. Actually, Jim played for Jake, then Jim was assistant coach with Jake, and then when Jake retired, Jim took over. Jim went for 32 years. Jim recruited me out of Wilmer High School. I came up and played for Jim. I coached with Jim. I took over for Jim. And now I'm going on 25. So 85 years, there's only been 3 head ball coaches. And so there's a little bit of Jake in me. There's a little bit of Jim in me. Even though schematically, offensively, defensively, we're doing different things, there's still a little bit of those two in me because I learned from Jim, who learned from Jake. So that's pretty special.
Not trying to shoo you away or anything, but do you have the next head coach on your staff right now?
Yeah, very well could. I got a great staff, I can tell you that, and they're extremely diligent about everything they do.
When you approach this upcoming season, you guys come off a 7-win year. You had a 3-year starting quarterback that is now graduated. How do you keep that same edge and that same upbeat mentality as a program, going through some of those changes, having some of those COVID guys graduating, things of those sorts?
Yeah, I just look back at last year, and obviously a good chunk of the guys that are in our program right now, other than the new 64 recruits that we brought in, but they got a chance to watch us and learn about us. We were led really, really strongly by that senior class. We had 28 of them, 9 of which were COVID seniors, right? They've been around the block a few times and then some. And then we had a 3-year starter in Cooper Mattern at quarterback. Now, those guys are all gone, but what they did do is they set the tone and set the table of what we're expecting with Cobber football. We felt really good about last year. We felt like, our first game with Eau Claire, we just kind of let that one slip away from us. But then we went out to Pacific Lutheran and beat a really good football team on the road, which kind of was a good turning point for us. We had St. John's on the ropes, team that had had won a lot of games and was probably the best quarterback in the country. We had them on the ropes, and then Bethel, another strong playoff team. So we competed really, really hard, and we finished the year beating Gustavus at Gustavus, which we've had our hands full with that unit the last several years. So it was good to get over the hump on them, but just a great way to kind of segue us into the off season of what it really takes to be successful. That group did a good job.
As you come into this season, knowing that, for the first time in this field's history, you guys are going to play a football game under the lights in that season opener, where is the excitement from a coaching perspective, and what is the response you've gotten from the team? Because I got to imagine the fans, they're really just pumped up to go see a game under the lights.
Oh, absolutely. It's just something different. We've never had it here before. The Friday night lights that these guys all experience at the high school game. You ask any high school football player, what do they miss? It's the Friday night lights. So to give them that opportunity and to be able to do it for our first game and then make it special by doing a whiteout theme, and then our president, who's so on board, he took the corn feed and made it a corn fest that entire day. It's just going to be a big, huge festival, and we're expecting a big crowd. We've got a lot of fun activities that are going to be a part of that, and delivering the game ball. There's going to be some really cool moments that are going to be a part of this game that not all of it's been out into the media yet, and that'll be coming, but it's going to be exciting for all of us. It's going to be a challenge, though. Mayville State, Rocky's done a great job up there. They've been in camp since like 2nd, 3rd of August. We came in the 12th of August. They're going to have a game under their belt, so we're behind the 8 ball, and we got to catch up a little bit, and so that game is certainly going to challenge us.
More of a just specifically from our radio side with WDAY question, but Larry Knutson, he's sitting in the bleachers right now, living up his best life. He's been I can't even tell you how many years he's been doing Cobber football, but I know it's probably since before I was born. What does a guy like him mean to you, to this program, and the fact that he comes out here each and every year, every Saturday, and he gives it his all to be able to broadcast Cobber football to the world?
Well, he's part of our tradition, right? I mean, he was calling games back when I was a player, so I mean, he's been wearing the maroon and gold for longer than a lot of people, and you're right, he does. He gives it his all, and he just loves being around the guys, and he loves calling games still. So we're excited that he's back with us again.
Bit of a two-part question for you as we're closing out, but as we get to that season opener, you guys have had a few days of fall camp. Where would you say this team can improve most, and where do you think entering the season this team is the most improved, if that makes sense, kind of your biggest core area?
Yeah, you know what? Obviously, we lost a big senior class, so we're younger in a lot of ways. And when you have 64 new recruits in your program, the first thing we start at is welcoming that group into our family and building our chemistry. And that's what we're really focusing on right now. Other than the X's and the O's and the meetings and all that, it's, to me, your best teams have teams that just have real strong chemistry. They really love each other. There might be times that you might not be the most talented team on the field, but if you've got great leadership and you got really solid chemistry, to me that outgains anybody that's maybe better than you or superior than you from a football team standpoint. So that's stuff we're really focusing on right now. It's an area that when you have a young team, you got to really highlight it and focus on it. So we have, but also just your work ethic. That senior class that left us, they left their mark, so our kids know how hard to work and where we need to be, and our coaches have done a great job at making sure that we're enforcing the fact that, for us to be really, really successful, everybody's got to buy in, and all these practices matter, and you don't get them back. And right now, these are the best days of their life. There's no classes. I mean, it's football all day long, and you're with buddies that are going to be your forever friends, so a lot to mold together, but it's something that's a challenge for me and our staff to make sure that we bring these guys together. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that we want to continue to grow in that area.
Definitely. Well, Coach, thanks for coming to your time. We appreciate it. Good luck this season. We're looking forward to watching the Cobbers back here.
Appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Big Game James McCarty alongside head coach Terry Horan. Have a great rest of your day.